Twin Peaks is the murdered body of Laura Palmer is discovered in the nearby river of the town of Twin Peaks. This leads the FBI to send in their agent, Dale Cooper, to investigate and aid the Twin Peaks Sheriff's Department. However, this is not a simple mystery, and nobody in Twin Peaks is innocent. Now, what starts off as just a regular murder mystery spreads off into something much more. It is actually this series is pretty much a soap opera. However, it's a murder mystery as well, a comedy, a drama, a surrealistic art piece, and much more. This is a series that has a mixture of genres and a different style of filmmaking, and it's just a whole big melting pot. It's just one big melting pot. It's a soap opera because each episode, including the last episode, ends on a cliffhanger and kind of tells you this is not the end. There's more to it. It's a drama because, drama happens. Everybody has these crises and whatnot. It's a murder mystery because the first like 3/4 of the series is a murder mystery because they're trying to figure out who killed Laura Palmer. The other half is a comedy because it is so freaking hysterical. A lot of things happen is just hysterical. Some of the storylines are actually just plain comedies. It's just so weird melting pot, and it's also surrealistic because there's a lot of weird dream sequences. There's a lot of weird symbolism. There's a lot of just weird shit going on. Some of the other storylines that we have in there, like I said, there's a comedy one. The comedy storyline is the receptionist of the sheriff department is pregnant, but the thing is, though, she has two people who think are the father, and one of them's a dim-witted cop who, let's face it, is a few fries short of a Happy Meal, and this very egocentric clothing designer at a local store. That one's just hilarious. But also some of these events that in the other storylines are kind of comedic, either because of the time it was very dramatic, but now it's just like, oh my god, this is cheesy, funny. But at the same time, it was intentional to be cheesy and funny at the same time. So when you're thinking it's a comedy, or you just think this is just plain cheesy at the time, this is probably great. Yes, at the same time it was probably great, but at the same time it was meant to be cheesy, so that at the time and also today we could see, oh my god, that's cheesy. It's hilarious. So some of the things were intentional. The other storylines we have, there's like plenty of them. There's like somebody trying to finding out who the real father is. There's these subplots of like somebody else finding out who killed Laura Palmer. There's this teenage motorcyclist who has into trouble and gets involved in getting set up into murdering somebody else as well. There's a subplot involving a guy named Leo who might have killed Laura Palmer, who's in a drug ring, who's abusing his wife, and his wife is in a relationship with another guy who's trying to kill Leo. There's a lot of different things going on to keep the show interesting, and you're just like, what the hell, man? And every storyline, each character is very interesting. The characters are pretty good. Of course, we've got Dale Cooper, who's like the main character of the series, who's just very idiosyncratic. He has a lot of different quirks. He's pretty cool. Very well portrayed by Kyle MacLachlan, I believe is how you pronounce his name. Many people nowadays would know him as Charlotte's first husband in Sex and the City. You got the sheriff, who is very much born and raised in Twin Peaks. He knows the country. He's kind of like a country guy. Then you got all these other weird characters like the doctor, who has two different color lenses for his glasses. It's just weird. You've got the hotel owner, who's at first very egocentric and villainous, but then he becomes sympathetic and he wants to fight for the land and becomes a environmentalist. You got all these weird things going on. It's just weird. Characters were good. The sets were just beautiful, either actual film locations or actual built sets in studio. All of them were very well done and fit very well together. I mean, this place just seemed like it actually exists. I wish it did, but it doesn't, unfortunately. But yeah, those sets are beautiful. The locations in the wilderness, the forest were great. It was very well done. Um, now, uh, the weird thing though is that I'm not going to tell who killed Laura Palmer, but the uh, the show was so popular because everybody just wanted to know who killed Laura Palmer. That was the big thing. Once it was found out who killed Laura Palmer, it just the show started going downhill ratings wise. Not at the quality of the show itself. The show remained the same quality throughout all 30 episodes. It's just the ratings started going low. It's like, okay, we'll reveal who killed Laura Palmer, so it went back up, and then sharply went down the ratings because once they figured out who killed Laura Palmer, the show kind of stopped being interesting to some people. But a lot of people stayed with it, and it gets interesting because now Dale Cooper's past gets brought in because his ex partner is coming in to try and kill him, and we get a lot more everything going on. But what was cool though during those last few episodes is even though Laura Palmer's murder was solved, the last episodes take another storyline to continue it on. But the last few episodes tie it back in with Laura Palmer. So even though Laura Palmer's storyline ended, things are still going on because of Laura Palmer and what and how Laura Palmer was killed in her connection. Excuse me, in her connection comes back, and you're kind of like, wow, there's more to Laura Palmer than what we originally thought. And unfortunately, though, the last episodes, even though they kind of, because they knew they were probably getting canceled, they kind of like tied off as many storylines as possible. However, questions were still left unanswered. Some things were just abruptly ended. And even though they abruptly ended, that was okay. It's like, okay, that storyline's done. We don't have to worry about it. But it's still like, wait a minute, some of these storylines that ended, they're still to go on. It's like there's something still left unanswered and unresolved. Like there has to be more. So it was like, ah, damn. Especially the cliffhanger in the last fucking episode. You're just like, what? They ended it here? What the fuck? God. So yeah, that just sucked. As a note, just a side note, I wanted to point out, yes, if you watch the series, there's a lot of weird shit. A lot of things that are just symbolic or crazy. You're just like, what the hell's going on here? Just go with it. That's all I can say. Just go with it. Don't question it. Don't try and analyze it. Just go with it. It is like I said, it's a surrealistic art piece as well. So you just sometimes just have to go with it. um, but overall, the show was really good. Music-wise, editing, the way it was made, story, character, everything was great. I absolutely loved it. I mean, it is a series of its own. It is like a historic relic you found on a distant planet. It is its own thing. Nothing can compare to it. I mean, it was of its time, but still, it transcends time at the same time. Um, and it is something to talk about. I mean, it's like something you discover, and like I said, it's something from another planet you discover, and nobody else can understand what it is except you. Or somebody else that discovered it with you. You could be like, oh my god, you guys can only talk about that other person. So it is different. I'll give it that. It's great that they're bringing it back and doing a revival to continue on the stories. So I can't wait to see that and where it continues, the storyline continues. But yeah, um, uh, out of 5 stars, I have to give this one. And I'm gonna shoot the shit. I'm gonna bite the bullet. I'll give this a full 5 stars out of 5. I mean, it is unique. It is different. It is something to be experienced if you can handle it. But yeah, everything is pretty damn good. Um, like I said, there's a revival coming along, which I do want to see. But the thing is, though, because I finished the series, I gave this as a Christmas gift to my mother last year. So it took a year to watch this, but there's actually a movie that was made shortly after this to kind of act as a prequel, but also an epilogue, because they talk about the movie talks about the last 7 days of Laura Palmer, while at the same time talking about some of the things that happened after this series as well. So it kind of acts as both. It is commonly known as a prequel, but the thing is, though, like I said, some of the things that they talk about in there happens at the end of the series, so it's kind of continuing on as well. So it's a prequel as well as a epilogue. But that'll be the next review as well. What I have here is the complete mystery edition that comes with the complete series. It's Blu-ray, so everything crystal clear picture and sound. But it also comes with the movie, along with the several bonus features for both the movie and the series. So yeah, it is something a fan should have. I have become a fan. I got this for my mother. I will probably get this for myself eventually. It is really good. I highly recommend it to people who like weird stuff, who like soap operas, who like murder mysteries, whether murder or whatnot. People who like comedies, people who like old stuff like me would probably enjoy this as well, and people who are looking for something different. I am the person who's constantly looking for something different because I'm tired of the same BS being shown around every time. So this is something unique. This is something very much out there. So I do highly recommend it to a lot of people. And if you're looking for something to just try out, you know, you're not too sure about the series, but you just want to try out, I do suggest Twin Peaks as well. If you can find the episodes online or borrow the discs from somebody or me or whatever, you know, give it a shot. That's all I can say. Just give it a shot, and you might or might not enjoy it. Hell, Dark Shadow, I'm pretty sure Dark Shadow fans would probably enjoy this as well, because you kind of look at it and probably go like, that kind of is kind of reminiscent of Dark Shadows because of how Dark Shadows was different. This is different, so you might like it either way. And that is my review for the 30 episodes of Twin Peaks. Granted, yes, this is kind of like not a wholly exploratory of the series because I don't want to give away any spoilers, and nobody would understand what the fuck I'd be saying sometimes because they haven't watched the series. So, yeah. That is Twin Peaks. I can't wait to watch the movie, and I can't wait to see what the revival series will bring. So, yes, thank you for watching.